one's own proper person. That's a strong emphasis. That means you must actually and factually, for the public record, for the civilization, honor your mothers and fathers, because if you don't, the court already has jurisdiction over you. You're automatically awarded a court, and they already have leaves. It's no argument. You have no argument. That's why judges tell you, "My dog didn't eat lunch this morning." Shut up! Sit down! Take that hat off! And all this stuff. You tell them, "I want your DOL." Now listen to me on this. In any issue that someone makes claim against you in the courts, whether they're tickets or not, delegation of authority order is vital. Writs means written documents. In the nature of discovery is your right before they can proceed. Do you understand? And any claims against you. Commanded in writing of the court and the persons. Delegation of authority order is one of the issues that you're going to talk about. I'm going to do some things in the paper later on that will give you pretty much a breakdown or an example of it. So we don't have to go too much into it right now. You'll get it, in the future. Or we'll put it in the civil letter to give you some idea of the structure and how you would present it. Now, a writ in the nature of discovery means like if I say, "Well, brother, I went to the bathroom, and Article 1, Section 3-501, Fartville jurisdiction says that after 6 o'clock you can't go to the bathroom." There's a fine for that. $5.50 and your lunch money for next week. Oh, man! I got to get another job. And what you should be asking, all right, where's the indictment paper? Without that, I can't proceed. And you have a right to demand it and possess it. Then, where's the jury of my own national peers? You have a right to that. Unless you waive it by not challenging it. And you put it right and say it ties the court up. But don't get caught up in the trick of trying to introduce this during court session, because they'll block it. You never present documents during a court proceeding. Let the documents precede you. All right? Are we with it? Everybody? Just even with tickets. If you use some of these methods, you're going to find some of the stuff starting to disappear. All right? They're not going to tell you this. I'm telling you this. See, because they've made a whole middle class off the social problems that they've created on you. They live off of your virtues. This is one of the methods on how they do it. And I'm telling you, the appropriate persona is one of the keys of the state of mind you must be in. Don't talk suits if you're not in this state of mind, unless you're ready to give him all your lunch money and your grandma's inheritance and everything. All right?
What do you mean by let the documents proceed?
All right, like say if there's an issue before the court, and say we call you to court, this court, and we call you to court. Don't come to court before something hits this court first. In other words, paperwork with the county, not just with that court, with the county. Hear me? Because the county is the law, not the city. You remember that, you all? All serious documents, etc., in the county. All right? The land. All right? And this is the other thing that everybody should be aware of. You know your little townships and cities and stuff like that? They do not operate off constitutional law. They operate off charters. So which means they can use that to bypass their constitutional obligations if you don't object, which they have been doing. Islam.
Everybody needs a mic. Why you need the mic so you can
See, because the county, the county is the public record. The public record. The little townships and everything is corporate record. What they have done in order to maintain slavery is that people who have acquired seats of power or authority in government, which is the supreme law, Constitution, have sold their DOAO outside of your knowledge to private interest and foreign interest in order to slave you so that you won't come and take them out, knowing that slavery still exists, because they fooled you into thinking that slavery ended in the Union State society. So they use the authority of the United States, the power of the sovereignty, to enforce private law, which they're in violation, which is a felony. They don't operate by constitutional law, they operate by policies of the political parties that subverted the United States. They have a private contract with the American peoples. They don't operate for the Constitution. So when you're dealing with them, you already know that. You don't argue that with them, since you know that you've got to know how to proceed, meaning that you've got to understand that you're amongst wolves. You know, the average person, when they walk up there, they're not looking at that judge, that prosecutor, and the lawyer that they hired with their grandmom's money as partners. They're looking at this guy going to protect you from some claim. They're partners. They're in a mission to rob you. They're in a mission to subvert the Constitution. They're in a mission to bar, B-A-R, the Constitution. Because if the Constitution was in place, you wouldn't need him. And the judge's obligation is to do what? To enforce the law, and when he sees a tort or violation against the people, it is his duty to call the immediate police or even the military police, if necessary, to protect the citizens. When your rights are being violated. See how quick they enforce colorable law if you get a ticket out there, if you parked out there a meter? See how quick they, with all the mechanisms go into a force to get that little coins for you for that colorable ticket? They're supposed to act on the same way when you're violated, without you having to file a suit. That's what government officials are for. But what they did, you all elected me, right? So you elect me as Wiebelfetzer guy of the city. So I have delegated authority. What you all should know is that there's a limit to my authority. The DOA will describe what it is. If I do anything that I do outside of good behavior, I've already violated. There is no recompense. I'm out. You don't need to vote me out. And if I don't leave, you have the right by law to come and physically remove me. That's what your real right is. Once a public official violates the Constitution in any form or matter, there is no regress. There's no I'm sorry. He's out or dead. Do you understand? See why they don't want you to know law? Huh? It ain't wait till 4 years for me to screw you some more and make partnership with Enron while they rob your pensions and all this little stuff, and then make you pay it back like Silverado Bank, what the Bush father did when his buddies in the politics, they robbed the banks, robbed your money, what you thought was your money, and then made you pay it back. Oh, you know why? Because they're not operating unconstitutionally, but they also know that